Today, I want to give you 2 conversation openers that you could literally use anytime. Now, I was thinking about giving you maybe 3 or 4. I was even going up to 5 or 6, but then I realized I don't want you to have that many conversation openers. I only want you to have a couple, because if you have too many and you see a girl and you're gonna want to talk to her, you're just gonna be thinking in your head, well, which one should I use? Should I use this one or this one or this one? And the more and more that you get in your head when you're trying to approach women and talk to women, the more anxiety you're gonna get and the less willing you're gonna be to go over there and actually start the conversation. So let's start with the first one. The first one is my favorite one, and I've been using this for a couple years now and teaching it for a couple years now as well. And it's, hey, 2 seconds, I wanted to come over and meet you, or a rendition of that is, hey, 2 seconds, I wanted to come over and say hi. Now in just a second, I'm gonna show you a quick demo. So I'm gonna show you some actual live infield footage of me using it just so you can see what it looks like. But the reason why I want you to memorize this kind of specific line is because when you see a woman and you wanna talk to her, I don't want you thinking at all of what to say. I want you to memorize this line and then go over and say it. We call this a canned opener. It's something that you can use anytime, and that's the beauty of this one. Hey, 2 seconds, I wanted to come over and meet you. Pretty much any situation that you would want to talk to a girl, you can use that exact line. I've even thought of times of like, is there any time that you just couldn't use that line? And I really couldn't think of any. That's why it's so beautiful. Let's see it in action.
2 seconds, I just wanted to say hi.
Hello.
Where are you from? Hi, 2 seconds, I wanted to come meet you.
How are you doing?
Good. Hey, excuse me. Hi. 2 seconds, I wanted to say hi.
Is that it?
No, I have more to say. Where are you from? Hey, excuse me? 2 seconds. I had to say hi.
Hi.
Now here's what's really cool about this line is that when you say something like this, as simple as it is, they are not going to even remember it. I guarantee it, 99% of the women who are thinking back to you coming up to them, they're not even gonna remember what you said. They're just gonna remember a guy came over and said hi. That's it. And so my point in saying that is that when you use something like this, it doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what the opener is. That's why you can use something so simple. What matters the most is what happens after that, right? What you say after that, how you keep the conversation engaged. I like to use a follow-up question that's even more simple. Where are you from? Are you from here? And then you can start talking about that, and then you can go into conversation based on that and let it flow. And one cool thing about what you can do after your opener is really just talk about whatever you want. Don't overthink it so much. Talk about what you're doing that day. Ask them what they're doing that day. Talk about what's going on around you. Mention anything that comes to the top of your head. Now this is a game of practice. So while this might be very difficult in the very beginning, the more and more you practice this, the easier it's gonna be. Okay, here's the second one that I want you to use. And this is one that can be used at any sort of social gathering, okay? So it could be used at a social gathering, like a party that you're invited to, or some sort of event where people are there for a specific reason. Not so much a random bar, but again, just some sort of event that's going on. It could be a concert, it could be your friend's party, whatever. You go up to them and you say, hey, what's going on? I haven't met you yet. Or again, any sort of rendition of that. I haven't met you yet. This is super confident and it gets a conversation flowing, and she understands why you're over there, right? She gets it, because if you're saying this in a flirty tone, she understands, all right, this guy is approaching me. Now here's the thing, at a social event or any sort of event, you can still go back and you can use that first one that I said, hey, 2 seconds, I wanted to come meet you. Hey, 2 seconds, I wanted to come over and say hi. But if you really wanted to push it to that more flirty level, hey, what's going on? I haven't met you yet. I'm Trip. And then from there, again, you can say, where are you from? Or who do you know here? Or how are you liking the party so far? And we listen to them speak more so that we can gather data or intel so that can give us more ammo, so to speak, to be able to continue the conversation. Now, a little story about some of the recordings that you just saw. The day that I went out and I did that, I used that same line, hey, 2 seconds, I wanted to come meet you, probably around 30 times. So I approached about 30 different women. And the reason why I did this is because I wanted to get myself recording approaches for my program called Hooked, which you can check out at getherhooked.com. And so that day that I did those approaches, I got into those 30 conversations. I got about, I want to say, 13 or 14 numbers, somewhere around there. And then I texted all of them, and I got about 5 or 6 of them to actually agree to then meet up and go on a date. And this was, by the way, after not having approached in quite a while. So I was a little bit rusty at first, but then I just got back into it. And that one day of just practicing it over and over and over and over again made me realize how easy it is to just get into a flow state. Because in that very beginning part, you're gonna be a little bit nervous. You're gonna have those nerves because maybe you haven't done it in a while, or you haven't done it in a week, or whatever it is, or you're using a new line for the first time. And then after you do it about 5 or 6 times, all of a sudden it just becomes part of you. So if you're scared to use the line, if you're afraid of rejection, if you want to make sure you get this right, then go out today and practice this and just do it 10 times in a row. The more you practice, the more you're going to get it. And now if you want to see those actual full approaches, because I didn't just record me going up and saying hello, I recorded the full approaches. You can see those again at my Hooked program, getterhooked.com. I also have a program that has more approaches called Infield Breakdown. I'll put links for those in the description down below, and you can check those out. Try out those 2 openers, see how they go for you, and then I want you to report back and let us know how it went.